In this video, I'm going to share all the crazy stories the legacy media isn't telling you about. We're going to talk about the upcoming storms, an underhanded Chinese attack, and lots of other issues. So let's kick things off. Federal agents just stopped a terrifying biological threat. Two researchers from China were caught smuggling a deadly fungus into the U.S. It's called Fusarium graminearum. Close enough. And this thing is engineered to destroy food systems. It causes Fusarium head blight, which decimates wheat, barley, corn, but that's just step one. The real danger? It makes something called vomitoxin, a chemical that literally makes you throw up, weakens your immune system, and poisons livestock through contaminated feed. Long-term exposure? Organ damage, reproductive harm, and you don't even know it's there. This wasn't some lab error. These guys smuggled it in on purpose, targeting a university already hit by a data breach in 2023. People are calling it agroterrorism. And let's be real. If they can get this in, what else are they slipping through? How many other threats are already on our shelves, in our fields, in our blood? Because in 2025, the war isn't just digital. It's biological, and it's already started. Now, you gotta keep in mind that these researchers have not only received funding from the Chinese Communist Party, but one of them is even a loyal CCP supporter, so their actions are as sketchy as it can get. But here's the thing, there are about 390,000 illegal Chinese immigrants in this country. Most of them flooded the country under Joe Biden, and we simply don't know how many of them are working for the Chinese government. Then we allowed CCP loyalists to buy all that farmland near our air bases.
Post has just published a report detailing how Chinese entities have bought up farmland surrounding 19 US military bases, including strategic.
And if that wasn't enough, we even handed over some of our biggest meat producers to China.
Put out of business, there were 28,000 hog farmers in this state, independent, and it put all of them out of business and left hog production in the hands of 2,000 industrial outfits, with all of them either owned or operated or with contracts with one company, Smithfield. And then Smithfield, which owned now 80% of the hog production in this state, 40% nationally, and was controlling our landscapes, sold itself to China.
So the FBI can arrest all the students it wants, but they can't really stop the Chinese invasion unless we root out CCP influence from every single American corporation. Now, moving on, I want to talk about these upcoming storms.
Tonight, more than 35 million on alert for severe storms. Tornado sirens sounding in Van Buren, Arkansas, just after dawn.
Well, a massive plume of Saharan dust is covering the Caribbean right now and making its way toward the south of the U.S.
As I've explained earlier, this storm season is looking like the most violent one in decades. Now, like many of you, I know these storms aren't really natural at all, but the simple fact is that they are coming.
Poles bent already. Storm chasers spotting several tornadoes west of Lubbock. There was one in the area of Morton. We do know of at least one injury reported from those storms.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten that FEMA's actions were absolutely criminal in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene.
We're not getting the amount of support that we need.
We haven't seen FEMA, we haven't seen Red Cross, we haven't seen Hearts with Hands, we've seen no agencies come through here.
Well, in the fiscal year of 2023, FEMA spent nearly $1 billion, $789 million, to shelter illegals in the United States. This past year, it was about $641 million, and this money largely is distributed through NGOs.
So, of course, I was glad when the president showed interest in fixing this sinking agency. However, it looks like things haven't improved much. In the wake of all those deadly tornadoes, many states have been asking FEMA for assistance.
It looks like a bomb went off. It actually does. All the houses down through there had their roofs ripped off of them. A lot of houses have caved in.
We all saw that scary tornado that tore through St. Louis, and yet Senator Josh Hawley, who represents Missouri, has been publicly begging for assistance with no help in sight.
So we want to see everything that we're eligible for, all the assistance that this community is eligible for. By golly, we want to get it, and we want to get it as soon as possible.
No wonder he said something like this.
I have a lot of concerns about FEMA, to be honest with you. I don't like the way they're operating. I don't like the fact that they're so slow. And this is a problem. This is now a multi-year consistent problem.
And as if that wasn't enough, the new FEMA chief, David Richardson, told his staff during a meeting that he didn't even know about the U.S. hurricane season. Folks, I told you that we are likely going to have even more hurricanes this year, and the FEMA chief has absolutely no idea about it. What do you think is going to happen when another strange storm hits our coasts? But that's the thing. It's like we keep allowing the same disasters to happen again and again. I mean, we all know California is a hotspot for brush fires.
Mandatory evacuations are expanding in Southern California this morning as 2 wildfires are burning in San Diego County with powerful Santa Ana wind gusts.
In California, just as firefighters are catching their breath, a new major blaze has exploded to the north of Los Angeles. Here are some live pictures of the huge wildfire.
We also know that lithium battery plants often go up in flames.
Boom! I got it.
Then why in the world is the state allowing the construction of another plant in Orange County?
In Orange County are outraged over a proposed lithium-ion battery storage facility near Saddleback College.
Amy, one of the residents in Laguna Niguel area, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And we are here at a protest going against a lithium battery storage facility.
Absolutely.
And how long have you lived here?
33 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why are you against this facility?
I'm against it for every reason you could possibly think of. Fire, toxic fumes, bad for our ecology, and it's the wrong area to put something like this.
It is just so disheartening that, it's just really profits of this company just wanting to put this in. There's no way that you can say that this is the ideal location. It's the area's dry brush, and it's basically upstream. So if there was a fire, all that waste is going to go downstream, ultimately to the ocean.
What I don't understand is we saw what happened at Pacific Palisades and the fires that happened. We saw the catastrophic events that happened with that, and a couple of fires that happened here in Laguna Niguel. We do not want more fires happening in our city.
Kudos to these women because they're making great points. In the last couple of years, multiple plants have already gone up in flames in California.
A flare-up had fire crews watching over a lithium battery storage facility in Otay Mesa overnight. We have some video from our 10 News breaking news tracker this morning at the Gateway Energy Storage Facility on Camino de la Fuente.
Far away from those wildfires near San Francisco, where fire commanders say they're finally getting flames under control at one of the world's largest battery storage plants.
One of them near San Diego kept burning for more than 14 days because a lithium battery fire is extremely hard to put out.
I am here at the Otay Mesa battery storage facility, and that's been on fire since last Wednesday. They predict it's going to burn for another 7 to 10 days. They have already gone through 5 million gallons of water, can't put out the chemicals.
And once again, we've seen enough fires already in California, and yet they're building more plants without even asking the residents if they're okay with it.
There is no way to extinguish a lithium battery fire except to let it burn.
This is how our rights are being taken away from us by these greedy corporations, and that's why I respect anyone who decides to stand in the sun and expose what's going on. Now, moving on, I'm sure you guys have heard that Bill Gates plans to give away his wealth. Well, let me tell you why he suddenly became so generous. This is some really interesting news. Bill Gates says he's giving away 99% of his $200 billion fortune, but here's where it gets interesting. In a recent video, Bill Gates announced his plan to donate nearly all of his wealth, with most of it going to Africa and other international causes, leaving just 1% for his children. He says it's inspired by industrialist Andrew Carnegie, who believed the rich have a duty to give their wealth away before they die. One of Gates's biggest focus areas? Mass health treatment programs where entire communities receive preventative medications for diseases like river blindness, even if they're not showing symptoms. According to Gates, some of these programs are now hitting over 90% coverage in targeted areas, an impressive stat, but one that's raising eyebrows. Supporters say it's a humanitarian win, but critics are starting to ask, when so much funding comes from one source, who really sets the rules? Could these donations influence policy, access, or even data collection? It's not about denying the good, it's about asking the deeper questions. Because when billions of dollars and entire nations' health systems are involved, philanthropy can start to look a lot like power. You see, at the end of the day, these greedy creeps only care about extending their agenda. And we all know what kind of agenda Bill Gates has.
Now, 11 billion people, still a lot, but the good news is that the faster we improve health, the faster family size goes down.
He has ruled the global health system for decades now. Under Biden, he was untouchable as he prepared the country for Agenda 2030. Well, it looks like he has pushed back the date to 2045. Now, since we're on the subject of health, there have been some huge developments that I want to discuss. Sam's Club just did something that should have happened decades ago, but why now? Sam's Club just ripped over 40 fake chemicals out of its food. We're talking artificial dyes, preservatives, and sweeteners like aspartame, all under its new Made Without campaign. Why the sudden cleanup? Because RFK Jr., now health secretary, is publicly calling out these additives for what they really are. Brain-altering toxins tied to obesity, behavioral issues, and developmental disorders in kids. This isn't just some marketing gimmick. This is damage control. Corporate giants cleaning house before the lawsuits start raining down. Tyson Foods and Kellogg's are next, racing to ban synthetic dyes by 2025 and 2026. These ingredients have been banned in parts of Europe for years, but American shelves? Pumped full of them. RFK Jr. spent years getting labeled a conspiracy theorist. Now he's literally forcing food giants to bend the knee. Sam's Club even announced a 96% compliance rate with his new standards. In Texas, they're even going after some of the most popular snacks and banning them. Doritos, M&Ms, Mountain Dew. Texas just passed a bill that could slap them with a label saying, "Not recommended for human consumption." And you are going to want to hear why. Texas Senate Bill 25 just passed unanimously, and it's going straight at the food industry's dirty little secret. Over 40 chemical additives still used in your favorite snacks like Red 40, Yellow 5, and titanium dioxide. These are ingredients banned in countries like the UK, Canada, Australia, and across the EU, but not here. Why? Because the FDA still says they're safe, even though studies link them to hyperactivity in kids and potential DNA damage in animals. That's not conspiracy. That's from California's OEHHA and the European Food Safety Authority. Texas says enough is enough. If your product contains this stuff, you'll have to put a warning label right on the package, just like a pack of cigarettes. Of course, the food giants are freaking out. PepsiCo and Walmart are fighting it hard, claiming it's misleading and causes consumer confusion. Apparently, even the chewing gum is on the chopping block because it contains microplastics.
If you like chewing gum, well, you may be surprised to learn that you are also chewing microplastics. At the University of California in Los Angeles conducted a study of a dozen popular chewing gums. They found one stick of chewing gum released about 100 microplastics on average.
Look, folks, even if they don't ban these products, they can at least make sure that the buyer knows the side effects. I mean, people can chug beers all day long, but at least they know what kind of risks are involved with that. So I'm loving this drive to make sure our snacks are either clean or they come with a warning. However, the most important announcement by RFK Jr. has to be this one. The US FDA is mobilizing every resource and authority at its disposal to ensure that infant formula is safe, clean, and reliable for the families who depend on it. Every child deserves a healthy start in life, an essential step toward making America healthy again. This is huge because we've been hearing horror stories about what's in many baby formula products.
Okay, this is my I'm a tired mom outfit, don't care. What I do care about is that Consumer Report came out with findings this morning or yesterday that this formula, which is $77 a can for a big can, this is the off-brand of it, that I'm feeding my 7-week-old, has high levels of BPA, arsenic, and lead. Why? Can somebody please explain that to me? I don't get it. This formula that helps his colic and his reflux and his belly, high levels of all those.
This is disgusting because what kind of country allows its infants to be poisoned like that? So people can make all the noise they want, but I'm in support of making sure that our baby formula isn't silently killing the future of this country. So tell me, what do you guys think about this FEMA situation and the crazy lithium plant story? I also want to know which food product, in your opinion, should be banned right away. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you on the next one.